Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to another house tutorial. Today we are building my house from the Optimistic Survival series. If you have not seen that video yet, I will link it at the end of this one. If you have, welcome to the tutorial of it. I'm sure you know how tedious it can be, so I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. The materials you are going to need are all listed down in the description, as well as the quantities. And without further ado, we are going to begin. So because of the complex layout of this, the easiest way to start this build is just going to be pausing the video right here and following this template. But before you do that, let me just explain kind of what we have going on with this. So these oak logs are all blocks that you are going to place. These are oak logs that will be in the build. The blue concrete that you see, those are still representative of oak logs, so you will still put your oak logs here, except place 2 of them. So it will be like that. These will be extended up even taller, but this is just to show you which ones will be extended up the full height of the house and which ones will not be up all the way. That's just going to kind of help to simplify the process. And then this stone area right over here, let me actually go ahead and fill in that and get rid of this stone. Don't worry about that. I will show you how to do that stone in a minute. So go ahead and pause the video here. That is 2 blocks right there, 2 blue, and this is 3 blocks wide right here, and it sticks 1 block out. So again, you can pause the video right here. Let me get this all framed out so you can see it just like that. And go ahead and build this. Of course, don't build the concrete blocks. Just that's to show how many blocks are in between those oak logs. So once you have finished that, you should have a shape looking about like this, again with those 2 block tall oak logs everywhere where the blue concrete was. Let's go ahead and build that little tower that we had right back in this corner. So where the chimney is, tucked back in this corner, go 1 block in diagonally from each of those logs towards each other, and then extend these out by 1 more block, and then do a diagonal going out in the opposite direction, extend that out for 2 blocks. So we should have something that looks like this, and then go back in and place 3 blocks. Those should connect diagonally, and we should have this shape that looks about like this. So that's 2, 2, and 3, just like that on both sides. So that's going to kind of make our little tower in this corner. Alright, moving on to the oak log pillars. If you are playing in survival, I recommend either scaffolding for this next part or placing buckets of water all around the base of these oak logs, because we are going to extend everywhere that we have 2 block tall oak logs. We are going to extend these for a total of 10 blocks. So we already have 2, we will add 8 more for a total of 10. And do that for every single log that we have that is 2 blocks tall. And I forgot to mention, if you are building this on an uneven surface like I did in my world, you will just keep all of these logs at the consistent height, but anywhere where, say you have a hill right here, you can extend these below the base layer. And when all of those pillars are extended up, it should look something like this. So now we are going to go across the top once again with our oak logs and just place sideways oak logs connecting all of these pillars where we can. So right here, they will connect just in between each of the pillars. We'll connect them there. We will put one right here, but right here, there's nothing to connect to, so that is all we are going to do for that one. And then right here as well, just kind of fill in between everywhere where we have them. Technically, you don't need to do in between these, actually. That would just be more of a stylistic choice, because this is all part of the inside, so it won't necessarily be seen from outside of the build. But for sure, if you want to do oak logs across the top there, it would definitely add some aesthetic detail inside of your structure. And when we get to the chimney, we are just going to leave those middle 3 blocks alone. In fact, if we want, we can go ahead and take our Deepslate bricks and just extend these all the way up to the top, mirroring that pattern. Remember, it's 5 blocks in total. It sticks out by 1 block from those oak logs. And that looks about like that. Alright, so now we should be looking like this. Now we can step back onto the ground, and for the next part, we are going to leave a 5 block gap from the ground going up. So we should have a 3 block gap here, and we are just going to mirror the exact same pattern that we just did at the very top. We are going to do that once again all the way around the build, and that should look just like this. And then the next part, we are going to extend all the other oak pillars that we haven't extended up. We will increase these to the height of the sideways oak logs that we just placed, 6 blocks tall in total from the ground, and then we will just repeat the same pattern that we have been doing, except we won't have that very top layer. It will just be the lower one right down here. But here on the front, it's going to look a little bit different. So we are going to increase these corner pillars for a total of 6 blocks from the ground on both sides. And we will actually go ahead and do the same thing for these middle 2 as well. So these are all 6 blocks tall in total, but these pillars, well, those are a little bit different. We will actually get back to those in a minute. Next, you can take out your stone. Now this is going to be the base layer that goes all the way around. In my survival world, I did a mix of stone, stone brick, cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and mossy stone brick to give the walls a lot of texture. You can do that if you would like, or if you would rather just have stone or andesite or cobblestone, anything like that, you can do that as well. But the stone is going to be placed 1 block in from all of the oak logs on the outside. So we will go all the way around, except once we get right here, this is where things get a little bit different, because as you can see from this picture of the house, this is actually a tunnel. It is not part of the house, so the wall will actually be here and right here, so that we can walk through this part. Of course, up there will be part of the house. And then we will just continue the stone normally going all the way around on the rest of the sides. So from above, it looks like this, except I did miss a block of stone right there. So from above, it looks like this. As you can see, we have the stone outline for the walls, 1 block in from all of the oak logs, going all the way around, of course, leaving this tunnel here open. Alright, I said we would get back to the logs up here, and that is what we are going to do. Start with your oak wood, and if you're in survival, you are probably going to want to be on top of these oak logs right up here. Start by placing a temporary block, it doesn't matter what, and then place a oak wood block on top of it. You can get rid of that temporary block. 1 more temporary block on top of that, 2 sideways oak logs, and then same thing on this side, temporary block and a full oak wood block. So these are oak logs, these corners are oak wood. Do that here in the middle as well, so temporary block and oak wood just like this, and oak logs going across. Remember, the oak wood blocks are at the same height as the tops of the pillars. And then same thing over here on this side. Temporary block with the oak wood lined up with the rest of the oak wood around, and then these sideways logs going across. So that should look about like this. Now we are going to do the sideways pillars once again, except these will be 1 block below the oak wood blocks that we just placed. So we have a 4 block gap between those sideways pillars and the ground. And that should look about like this. So we have these 3 distinct arches. The roof will kind of form a cool shape, as you can see right over there. I don't have Optifine, so I can't zoom in, but that is the shape of this front porch roof. Now that all of the oak logs are put in place, we can go ahead and fill in all of the walls with stone. If you have enough stone, you can do this all at once, and then we will go back and carve in the windows. Otherwise, well, I can just go ahead and show you the windows right now. So we will actually start here in the front where the door is. Start by wrecking the middle 2 blocks, and then extend the stone up to the height right below the oak wood there, and then fill in across the top, fill in those top 2 blocks, and one more below it. So we should have this 2x3 gap, and then from the outside, there are no holes left. Here on either side of the door, we are going to have 2 2x2 windows on either side, one on this side, and one right over here. Coming around to this side, this will be a solid wall. Of course, feel free to place windows wherever you would like. This is just where I have them in my survival world, but if your interior needs a window right there, well, definitely put a window right there, or maybe you have an amazing view off in that direction and you don't want a solid wall there. So, solid wall on this side and this side. Right here, fill that in with stone all the way. Same thing on this side of the chimney. For the tower portion, this will also be stone all the way up to the height of those first set of sideways oak logs, 6 blocks off the ground. And that should look like this. And then everywhere else, we are just going to fill in with stone. Right here, I have a door. Right here, I have a 2x2 window. And everything else is just solid stone. Once all the stone is in place, we should have a structure looking like this. Again, feel free to texture this however you would like. The nice thing about just using stone is it is the base material for both cobblestone and stone brick, so you can go back, break some stone here, turn those into stone bricks and mossy stone bricks, and then replace them with those new blocks that you have just crafted. But again, for simplicity's sake, we are just using normal stone in this build. Alright, let's move on to the upstairs level. We will start with the floor inside. I used mangrove wood for that. Again, whatever material you would like. And we are just going to start by filling in between all of those sideways oak logs with mangrove wood. And that should look like this. Here over in the tower section, we can actually take out these sideways oak logs that we put in, and we can replace those with mangrove planks as well, and extend those all the way into the tower. Also, fair warning, if you are building in survival, always be sure to light up down in this section, and don't forget about this little area right in here. Again, a single torch right down here should do the trick and prevent any hostile mobs from spawning. Now it's time to move on to the upstairs walls. These are very simple because they are just going to follow the pattern in between our sideways oak planks or oak logs that we have. And I'm using stripped oak logs for these. In the survival series, I also used a combination of chiseled bookshelves and beehives, and then textured it from the outside with oak buttons and oak signs. Again though, just like with the stone down below, that is entirely up to you whether you want to do that. For simplicity, I'm sticking with just normal stripped oak logs. Start by filling in the base layer all the way around on top of those sideways oak logs. So that should now look like this, with the normal stripped oak logs placed all on those sideways logs. And I did realize a mistake I made. Take out your normal oak logs, and we are actually going to continue this sideways pattern going into this stone tower on either side. Same thing at the top, so it should look like that, just 2 extra stone blocks going out, and we can actually replace those top 2 stone with mangrove planks. And we will do the same thing as before with the stripped oak logs on top of those. Now we can go in and mark out our windows. So let's start Let's start right here in this long hallway. At the two ends where it's only 2 blocks wide, fill that in with stripped oak planks, or excuse me, stripped oak logs, just so we have a solid shape right there. On this space here in the middle, place a pillar in the middle of those 7 blocks, and a pillar on either side. So we should have two 2-block windows on this long wall right here. Here on the very end, we are going to have a pillar in the middle and a pillar on either side of that 5-block wall, and then a 1-block wide window on this side and this side. Coming back around to this large open area right here, start next to the fireplace, just do the same thing as before with the 1-block wide window in the middle. Right here in this little section leading to the tower, we can place solid walls right there. This is actually going to be the door onto the little balcony out here, so we can wreck those middle 2 logs, and just place 2 logs going up on either side, leaving the top part open. And then we have these 2 4-block wide walls, just same thing as before, with the pillars on either side. And then this little wall here and here will be filled in with these stripped oak logs. And now we have this very long wall right here. Find the middle 2 blocks and place solid oak pillars right there, and then extend that out for 2 more blocks on either side. So it should be 6 blocks wide in total. And then place 2 more blocks going in from either side, just like that. So that's how the windows should look. And it is actually just about time to start working on the roof. Before we do that though, we will finish up the chimney and the tower right over here just to make it a little easier to lay out the roof. So come up on top of the pillars that we have up here and just place a solid 6 Deepslate bricks. Place another row on top of that and 1 more on top of that. So it should be 3 blocks tall above the height of the oak logs. Now going away from the house on the 2nd block down, place a row of 3 slabs on the top half of that block, and then put a row of Deepslate bricks on top of it. Now do a row of upside down stairs extending out from the row of blocks we just placed, and then from the inside of the house, a row of right side up stairs. Now we have this large 3x3 section. We can go ahead and outline that. You don't have to place a block here in the middle if you don't want to, if you want to save on resources, but just to showcase this, I will. And then we are going to extend this up for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks on all of these blocks going around. So it's a 3x3 square going all the way up 4 blocks in height. Once you get to the top, you can place a block here in the middle, and then stairs surrounding the edges facing the middle. Feel free to put a campfire in there, a hay block below it for a taller smoke plume, and that is the chimney. As for the stone tower, this is going to extend 5 blocks above the top of the oak logs. So we are going to place 4 more from what we have right now. And you actually don't need these corners here if you don't want them. You can save a little space, or you can have them if you would like it to be a little bit more closed off. So from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on all 4 sides. If you ran out of stone from that, that's because we are going to add in windows. Don't worry about it for now, just whatever you have is totally fine, just as long as you kind of have that general shape here at the bottom, so we at least have something to base the roof off of. And now it is time to get started on the roof, so let's grab some cobblestone stairs, slabs, and normal cobblestone. And we are going to start with the roof here in the front. It's actually fairly simple. We will start here at the very top, where we have these sideways logs. Place 2 cobblestone slabs on the top half of those logs, extend it up by 1 block, or just 1 half slab. And then we are going to work our way down and diagonal. So on the bottom slab, extend that out one, and down one on either side, and then out again and down once more. This time we are going to place stairs here at the bottom. So you want to place a stair on that very top pillar, and then you can just extend it out on one by one, and then from this side, a stair just like that. Those are right side up stairs, and we should have a shape that looks like that. So that is a stair, slab, slab, and then a full block, and then these slabs here at the top. And then we can repeat that same pattern here in the middle with the slabs at the very top and one slab above that top pillar, and extend it on either side and just work it down towards the main part of those pillars. And then we will actually do a stair placed sideways like this, and we will turn it and connect it with the stairs that we have placed on the outside. And you can repeat that pattern for this side with these stairs, so they should all flow together. Now take out some spruce slabs, and we are going to fill in between these slabs now. So we are just going to follow the pattern of the cobblestone from the outline that we just made, and we are actually going to turn it once we get to the front of this roof right here. And then at the top, same thing again, we will turn it, and that will be 2 slabs wide because the top cobblestone is 2 cobblestone wide, and then it will go down 1 more block back towards the house and be at a perfect level for the windows that we have carved out. So the front of the house should look like that. And we are already making great progress on the roof. Now it's time for this upper part. So find a way up on top of this roof. It doesn't matter how you get up to it, scaffolding or water, vines, ladders, whatever you want to use. And we will actually start here at this end all the way across from the chimney. Start with a row of slabs on this short side right here where we have that 1 block wide window. And the cool thing about this roof is it's basically perfectly symmetrical. So anything we do on this side, we will do on this side, with one tiny exception, which I will get to in a moment. So start by outlining all of the oak logs with cobblestone, and stop once you get right above the front of the roof. Extend it out by 1 and then stop. Same thing on this side, so we can go all the way across this long side and then turn it, and we are going to stop right before we get to this side right here. And now we can come back to this side and work on the curved pattern that we have all the way down there. Start by extending your slabs out by 1 more block so they're going past the oak that we have, and then turn it in by 1. On top of those slabs, place full cobblestone blocks, and then cobblestone stairs right side up on top of those. Make sure you are jumping up and standing on them because you want to be able to continue to do this pattern with an upside down stair, cobblestone block, and then once again, jump up and place it. Otherwise, you won't be able to get up to place the next set of blocks and stairs. Same thing on this side with upside down cobblestone stairs, block, and stair. So we will do that pattern twice, and then we will do an upside down stair, a right side up stair, and then in the middle, an upside down stair, and a cobblestone slab. So we should have that sort of curved or arch pattern from that. Now we are going to go to this very long side, and actually from the chimney we can place a row of cobblestone slabs on the top half of those oak logs. Same thing over here on this side, just 5 of them, just like that. And now these should be going past the oak logs by 1 block. We will kind of do a similar pattern to that, except this one is going to be a lot taller and a little bit more complicated, so you'll want to follow closely. Turn them in by 1, 1 more on top of it, and then another slab, another slab on top of that, upside down cobblestone stair, a slab, a full block of cobblestone, upside down cobblestone stair, a right side up cobblestone stair, upside down cobblestone stair, a full block, right side up stair, upside down, full block, right side up, and then here at the top we will do 2 upside down cobblestone stairs on either side, and 2 right side up stairs on either side. So that's how that should look. And once you get over here on this side, it's just kind of going to be the same pattern, except leave that oak log where it is. So pretend that we have a slab right in there, and then just extend it out and up, and then do your upside down stair as you normally would. And that should look like this. So now we have a pretty distinct outline for the roof. I did say though there would be one portion of it that's not symmetrical to the other side. For that, find the front of the house right here and right over where we have the archway, the tunnel. Wreck the middle 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cobblestone slabs right above those 2 windows. And then place upside down cobblestone stairs on either side of those. So we should have that little dip that goes down, and then the stairs extending out slightly more. And these are pretty much going to be the exact same pattern as what we did over here. So start with full blocks on top of those stairs, and then right side up cobblestone stairs, upside down, full blocks, right side up, and here at the top it will be an upside down cobblestone stair and a slab on top of that. So we should have that shape right here. And the last little portion of roof outlining that we need to do is right over here above the balcony by the tower. This little alcove here, we are just going to do a row of cobblestone slabs along those oak logs, just like that. Before we do the spruce roof though, let's go ahead and fill in these gaps that we have in the roof outline. So again, we are going to stick with the stripped oak logs for these. Start with a row just across the bottom. These are being placed everywhere where we can see through from the outside. We don't want to have any tiny holes like that. We want to make sure that we fill it up all the way, but we don't want to extend it past, otherwise we won't be able to place our spruce. And we are just going to cover this all the way up, and then we will go back and carve out some windows after we cover those gaps. So from the outside now, it should look like this on the big section here, and then we have those smaller sections, which we will do in a moment. Go 2 blocks up on the 3rd block, wreck 2 stripped oak, and then 2 more above that to give us a 2x2 window like so. And we can go ahead and repeat this on the back side as well. So with those walls put in place, it should look like that front and back. For this smaller section here over the tunnel, we are going to do the same thing. 3 stripped oak across the bottom, 2 up on either side. Don't fill one in the middle though. Although place a temporary block and then 1 more stripped oak log. So we have this little 1 block window right in the center of that. Over here on the side, same thing once again. 5 across the bottom, place it up on either side, and then extend it up. But this time it will be a 2 block tall window in the middle. So we have that shape looking like that from the inside and like that from the outside. Now that we have those walls put in place, and make sure that you have lit up inside the 2nd floor, we can go in now with our spruce slabs, stairs, and full planks, and start filling in the roof. The easiest way to do this is to start from this short side over here, and it is going to follow the exact same pattern as the cobblestone. We are going to start with blocks on the base layer. This is 1 block behind the cobblestone slabs, not on top of them, behind them. It's on top of the oak logs that we have here, and we can do that on both sides. On this side, just extend it all the way to that end, actually 1 block below or before where we turn those slabs. So blocks, and then take your stairs and place stairs on top of those planks. Once you get right here, turn them. And then from this side, we will just place these stairs like normal and just have them going straight like that. And then we will do that same thing once again. We are just going to follow, kind of tracing that previous row that we placed with our planks. And then once we get to this section of the roof, we will turn it and do these stairs once more. And then those will connect to the end. So that's how that looks. Again, the stairs kind of turn in to the cobblestone outline here in the front. And then from this side, it will just be that same pattern with the full blocks, the stairs, and we will turn them. Full blocks once again, and stairs one more time, and turn them. And then we can do stairs on this back row as well. Now, right up here, you can see that we have this little 3x3 section here, but then it turns into a 1 block wide section. And we can't really do the stairs the way we've normally been doing them, because from this side it looks fine, but from this side it's a little weird. So instead of turning those stairs, we will just extend them straight across and loop them back around. So we will have that shape, and then spruce slabs lining up with that top slab. Now for this 1 block wide section, we are just going to do slabs. So that is the first part of the roof. Sorry, we can go ahead and get rid of that. And that is how that looks. So now we can work on this section back here. This is a little complicated at first, getting this roof to line up with this one here. But once you get the idea of it, it's really not that bad. Start here in the front, place 3 slabs. Go 1 block up, 3 more slabs, 1 block up, 3 more slabs, and 3 more slabs. So right now we are just following that outline of the cobblestone, going 3 blocks in. We can do the same thing with our stairs and a row of blocks. So we have blocks, stairs, and 4 rows of slabs, all going 3 blocks wide. And then we will just extend these rows right here until they are no longer visible. So you can see this top part of the block is still visible. If we placed 1 more, it's hidden by that block right there. So that's how we know that we have reached the end. So once we get there, then we just do the next row on top of it. So stairs going like that. So it's 3 stairs, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And then stairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stairs. And then we will actually extend these rows out. So the 4th row of slabs going up will be a full slab, and then a stair like that, and then a block. And these blocks will actually go all the way across now. So that first row of blocks, the planks, goes all the way across. And then a row of spruce stairs on top of that row of blocks. And now you can see that the slabs will just fit right in with those stairs like that. I will pause here for just a moment so you can kind of see how that looks. So these are slabs right here, and then these are stairs right here. That's a slab, stair going that way, and then these are all stairs and blocks going in that direction. And we will do the exact same thing on this side. So again, start with your slabs here at the bottom, just to kind of give you an idea of where the roof goes. And then the block of spruce planks, and then 3 more stairs, and then 4 more blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more blocks, and 5 more stairs. And then the rest of these will just line up normally for slabs and for stairs. Luckily for this side, it's not that complicated. We are just going to go all the way across, minding the chimney, of course, so that first row of slabs will only be 4 blocks, but the second row will go all the way across. And we can go ahead and fill in this part of the roof. Don't worry about this little section right here yet. Once you are finished with that, the roof should look like this, and the house should actually look very close to being complete. Over here on the back side now, We will just use our spruce slabs for a simple roof pattern here. So we will just follow on top of those oak logs that we placed, and then we will go up one more row with our spruce slabs and turn them so that they are going in. And actually up here, take your stone, and on the block one layer above these cobblestone slabs, place one more going in that way and one more going in that way. So the corners should be connecting, and then we can go ahead and extend those all the way to the top. And then we will do one more row of spruce slabs right in here, and that will be a little 2x2 shape like that. So we should have this row of one, and then that is 2x2. And then over here on this side, we will just follow those cobblestone slabs going down. Right here at the bottom, one more cobblestone slab. And that is the finished roof. Of course, we still need to put the roof on the tower right here, which we will go ahead and do now. And on top of the spruce plank stairs and slabs, we will also be using spruce fence and spruce trapdoors. Start by working your way on top of the stone that we have over here on the tower, and we are going to outline the top half of the stone with cobblestone slabs on all sides, including those corners. Then take out your spruce fence, and on all of those single corner cobblestone slabs, place a fence on top of those. And then place spruce planks in between all of those fences. On top of these spruce planks, place stairs, and those are just facing out. Of course, if you're building in survival, again, make sure that you are placing those from below you so that you can get on top of the roof for the next part. You can go ahead and place a row of spruce planks on the inside like that, so we just have a 1x1 hole here in the middle, and then another row of spruce planks on top of that like this. And then we are going to place 4 stairs in a plus shape. These are all facing out, so we should have a shape about like this, and then spruce planks in the middle, 2 more on top. Again, place them from below you, 1, 2, and then 2 spruce fence on top of that. So that's how that roof should look. And then for detail, we will place 3 spruce trapdoors on each side, all on the middle blocks. So 1 on the bottom block, 1 on this block right here above that first row of stairs, and 1 on the lower block at the very top. Do that on all 4 sides. And that is the finished tower roof. So with all of that out of the way, the roof of this house is pretty much complete. So all we need to do now are the windows and some detailing, and then of course the balcony in the back. We will actually start with that balcony. I'm going to use spruce planks for the floor of this balcony, and we are just going to fill in between all of the oak logs that we have back here for the balcony. So we should have something like that. On these oak logs here that are exposed, place 1 on top of each of those, just like this. And if you're playing in 1.20, you can use hanging signs. That's what I used, but I am in 1.19 in this world still, so I'm just going to use oak fence for the railing on this balcony. Again though, the hanging signs look absolutely awesome with this house. I would highly recommend them. They have that stripped texture which matches the walls perfectly. Alright, let's do the doorways real quick. So on the lower doorways here in the front, 2 upside down stone stairs placed from the outside. Same thing for the door here in the back. And then from the balcony, I am using spruce stairs placed upside down from the outside. For the windows, I am using oak fence, which I already have for the lower level, and white stained glass panes for the upper level. So oak fence in between all of the stone down below. There we go, and up top, white stained glass. Don't worry about the little windows up here in the very top part of it though, just on the main level of the upstairs portion. When we have all those windows in place, we can move into the tower. We are going to place or wreck out 2 blocks at the same height as the rest of the windows. So 1 block above the floor, 1 window, 2 blocks tall facing that direction, and 1 facing in that direction. And then you'll want to place some scaffolding or something, but leave a 3-block gap, and then place 2 more windows at the very top, just like this. Oak fence for those windows as well. From the outside, that should look like that. For the very top windows, I'm using full blocks of glass and oak trapdoors placed on those and closed from the outside. So those windows look like that. And now is when I would recommend going in and changing up the stone and the stripped oak if you were planning on doing that. You can also change the oak logs to stripped spruce logs. They have a very similar color, but the stripped spruce makes it look a little more weathered, and you can just sprinkle those in here and there just to give it a little more depth and color to the build. But again, for simplicity, I will not be doing that on this build, but if you would like to, on the stone portion, again, cobblestone, stone brick, and mossy variants. For the oak up here, you can use a combination of oak planks. You can use beehives, which also have a sort of plank texture to them. You can place them sideways to get that solid texture. And the oak planks, if I can place them, you can also use buttons and oak signs as well, which will just make it look like there are some knots in the wood and just portions of it that are just kind of stripping off, and you can do that throughout the whole house, make it look much more detailed. But if you're not planning on doing any detailing, or once you have completed all of your detailing, now we can move on to aesthetics. I'm going to do some planters under the windows on the second story, starting with this one over here on the far right. Just 1 single block of coarse dirt underneath that window, and surrounded by spruce trapdoors. Inside of that planter, I'm just going to do an oxeye daisy. Over here on the roof above the entrance, we will actually go a full block below that window, and the second block down, it is the bottom row of the stripped oak. We are going to do 4 coarse dirt, and again surrounded by spruce trapdoors on all sides. Inside of that planter, you can, of course, put whatever you would like. I am going with azalea on the left, and then a fern, oxeye daisy, and a large fern. So that looks like that. Over here, back to the right-hand side of the build, I did a small little vine tree, whatever we want to call it, with fence here at the bottom, and then I just placed the leaves very organically, kind of working their way up to the top. I used cherry leaves in the actual build, but I do not have any cherry. I'm in 1.19 again, so I don't have any cherry wood in here, or leaves, excuse me, cherry leaves. I'm focused on not focusing while I place these leaves, and that's the trick to it. Just kind of place them randomly. If something doesn't look right, you can go ahead and fix it, but just kind of get an organic shape going and go with it, and then you should have something like that. Of course, you can always go back and add a few more fences here and there for branches and whatnot. I don't think we will have that one there. And there we go. So there's our tree working its way up. We can go ahead and put in some doors as well. I'm going to go with spruce doors to match the whole theme of the build, and we will do stone here at the bottom. And of course, it depends on where you build this in your survival world, but you can have your path leading up to the front door. For me, the path kind of goes off in this direction and forks right here, so we have that tunnel over there, and then that path right here. Of course, you could get creative, and I actually almost forgot something. Take out your cobblestone slabs, go right underneath this archway, find the middle block, and place a row of cobblestone slabs 3 wide across the middle. And then extend that to either side by 1 block. And then take your full blocks of cobblestone and place 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 on either side. Extend those so they are 3 blocks wide. And then finally, just one more row of cobblestone slabs in between the oak logs. So we should have that little arch shape now. And then we need to go in and add a few more arches to make it look a little bit more supported. So for this next step, we are using a combination of spruce stairs, slabs, trapdoors, and fence. We will start here at the entrance. Underneath those full oak wood blocks, place spruce fence. We will do this under all 3 of the arches, so you can go ahead and do all of those fences now. Underneath those fences, place spruce slabs under all of them again. And then we are going to do trapdoors. So we will put trapdoors on the upper half where those slabs are, but we will also do them on the lower half on the block above. So we have this little lip right here where the trapdoor is slightly above the slab. Once again, the block at the same level as the fence, and then slabs below it. And now we are going to put in some arches. So spruce stairs in the corners here on the front. And then we are going to do trapdoors in between those spruce stairs at the top, and trapdoors and close them right below those stairs. So it gives us that nice arch shape. Right here in this corner that's kind of tucked away, we will do upside down spruce stairs going out from that top log. And then same thing again, trapdoors below it and close them, and trapdoors above them like that. We can go ahead and do them here if we want. We can work the tree around it. So from this side, place the spruce stair, and then a trapdoor closed beneath that. One more trapdoor right there, and then of course we can return those leaves as they were. Over here on this side, we are actually going to have a full arch, so any leaves, sorry, I should have done this at the very end, but oh well. So we are going to do the upside down stairs once again in those corners, and a spruce trapdoor in between them, and I think you're kind of getting the idea now. And then close the trapdoors. And again, we get that really nice detailed arch. Here in the middle though, above the path, this will actually be a spruce stair here in the corner, and then a spruce slab going out from those stairs, and then 3 spruce trapdoors. I keep putting away all the blocks that I need. And then 3 spruce trapdoors across the top. And of course, just as before, the spruce trapdoors on the side and close them. And then we are just going to kind of work our way all the way around following that same pattern. Right here in this section where it's 2 blocks wide, we will place it from that tower. Right here where these are 2 blocks wide, place them from the corner. And then these are just all going to be placed normally. Right here on this one, place it from that corner right there. And on this one right here, from this corner right there. So we don't want any arches like that. We are just going to have the single stair and the single trapdoor like this. Those are going to be full arches, stair and stair, and stair and stair. Go ahead and do that for all sides now. Alright, once you have finished that, it should look like this, and now the house is looking very detailed with those arches. And the last little thing I would like to add that I consider to be a part of this house, meaning not just little aesthetic things, but actually part of the structure itself, are these little light fixtures right over the tunnel. And we will start with levers placed on the oak logs, just the normal logs, not the stripped ones, on the outermost sides of those windows. Same thing around on the back, so it's 3 blocks apart from each other in between those levers. And we can go ahead and flip on those levers. And now from the ground, holding shift, otherwise you're just going to flick that lever back, holding shift, place a chain underneath each of those levers. Under those chains, place a lantern. And now we have ourselves a very nice hanging light fixture. You can move these up if you would like. You can put them somewhere else. You could do something over here in the front, but I think that is a perfect spot to have some fixtures just like that. And I think that is the finished house. I'm just going to double check through all my pictures so I don't forget anything else. I almost forgot the arches, but I remembered them at the last moment. But I'm just going to double check that I'm not forgetting anything, and we will call it for the tutorial. I suppose the very last thing we could put in, aside from the rest of the doors, which I'm realizing I forgot to do, is the floor here on the first level. So I'm just going to stick with the same material as before with the mangrove planks, and we will also put in a staircase so we can access the upper level. So we can go ahead and start by digging out all of the grass. If you would like, you can go ahead and fill in these gaps in between the logs with stone, or you could turn them into a cool interior design with bookshelves or furnaces or anything like that. But start by clearing out all the grass here in the middle. Alright, so your first level should be looking about like this. Again, make sure you have torches placed up on the walls or on the ground here so no mobs spawn. And now we can just fill in all of this space with mangrove planks, including the fireplace. We can go ahead and fill that in for now. So with the floor put in place, it should look like this. As for the fireplace, I suppose we could just do a deep slate brick here at the bottom and a campfire, of course, because we don't want the house to burn down. And let's take some iron bars or whatever you would like, and we can just place those across the front like that. And then we can take out some more deep slate bricks and stairs and slabs. Let's do an upside down row of deep slate stairs, and then let's just place bricks here in the middle. So now we have a nice little mantle area that we can put things on, candles and whatnot. As for this roof area right here, we can just fill it in with mangrove planks, and we can go ahead and just extend this stone so it is completely covering all of the rest of the oak wood, and that's just going to look a little bit more closed in. Of course, once this is detailed, if you do stone bricks and cobblestone, all that, it won't look so flat. And once you have an interior in here with some light fixtures and different furniture and maybe some rooms here, maybe you have a wall like this, then it will definitely look a lot more broken up and not so bland. But I think that is actually where we are going to leave the tutorial. Again, remember, you don't have to build this on a flat plot of land. It can be built on a hillside, and I'm actually going to showcase a bunch of different images that you'll see here at the end of the video as soon as I'm done talking. Just different settings and environments that this house could be built in, and maybe even different materials as well. But that is where I'm going to leave this tutorial. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, definitely hit the thumbs up button, and be sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And if you have any requests, leave those in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to build anything that you guys would like a tutorial for. But with all that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.